Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Colleagues, I bring back to you an old familiar friend, only this time it looks a little bit different. You've heard me talk on this House floor a lot about cougar encounters and cougar issues within my district, and many of you also experience those problems in your district. And every time we have that conversation, we talk about the will of the voters because of Measure 18 in 1994, outlawing the hunting of bear and cougar with the use of hounds. I'm here today to bring you a bill in partnership with a good representative from Salem that addresses that issue. I also bring you a bill that allows us the opportunity to bridge that rural-urban divide, which is often the conversation that comes up in this debate. So what this bill does is very short bill. I won't say simple bill, but a very short bill. It simply allows county by county to hold an election, if they choose, to opt out of the ban with hounds. It does not, and hear me clearly, it does not impact the cougar management plan for the state of Oregon that was developed after years and years of research by the Department of Fish and Wildlife. It does not impact that. It simply adds a tool to the toolbox for counties. We have 36 counties in this state, and they are, some of them, incredibly different. And there's many of you on the floor that I come to when we have a vote that has nothing to do with my county, and I say, how does this impact your county? Because you should be able to do business the way you need to do business in your county. And I would argue that other counties should have that same latitude. So very briefly, an analogy that speaks to what this bill does. Years ago, when I was a deputy sheriff, my first cop job was in Grant County, Eastern Oregon. My first patrol vehicle was a four-wheel drive Chevy Blazer. Yes, I had to work hard to get up in it. Let me tell you about the equipment that was in the back of that. And keep in mind, I came from this side of the mountain. I had a chainsaw. I knew how to run it. I had an axe. I had a rope. I had crime kits. I had a winch on the front, which I had used many times to maybe get unstuck or to pull things that you don't want to hear about me pulling out of precarious positions. That was the equipment I needed to do my job based on where I was. I came over to Benton County, worked for a county, no chainsaw, no four-wheel drive, no blazer, no ropes, no winch on the front of my patrol car. I had different equipment because the calls I handled were different and the way in which I handled them were different. Please keep that in mind as we talk a little bit about this bill. So in 1994, the voters said Measure 18 can't hunt cougars or bear with hounds, and that passed. So I hear, are you overturning the will of the voters? Well, if I look at the voters in my area, my two counties, the answer is pretty easy for me, no. But if that is still a concern, let's allow those voters in those areas decide. And simply what it would be is it's either a referral by the governing body, that'd be the county commissioners, county judges in some areas, or an initiative that allows people there to decide if indeed they're going to add this tool to their toolbox. But a couple facts that we oftentimes forget to mention in this debate. It is legal to hunt cougars today. And if in January I filled a tag, I could go get another one, and I could get another one. So it is legal to do that. Frankly, and we don't like to talk about this because it makes it hard to debate this issue, but the reality is we are already hunting cougars with hounds in this state. We just spend dollars from the Department of Fish and Wildlife to do it. And why do we do it? Why would they choose to spend money when they're always telling us they don't have enough money? And I would agree with that. Why are they choosing to spend money? Because there are issues, there are encounters, there's predation in certain areas. And so what have they found out when they've enlisted these agents of the state? Those are houndsmen that pass a background check. What do they find out? They find out that the encounters go down. They find out the predation goes down. And there's facts in ODFW's report to substantiate that. So a couple other things I want to mention as we look at this bill. We enjoy talking about local control. We really do. And sometimes we like local control and sometimes we don't. And I can say with a straight face, you have statewide governance combined with local control in this bill. You have the state-established cougar management plan, which has not been changed. Those quotas don't change. Those numbers don't change. Nothing changes in that. Yet you allow local control at a county level, county by county, to implement that cougar management plan based on their numbers, based on the state's numbers, the best way possible. So I'm hoping that this is a good opportunity to help with that rural and urban divide by allowing each county to manage this issue their own way. I know there's counties that don't like this practice. They don't need this practice, and I'm happy for you. But I have story after story after story, all substantiated, of the kids that see the cougar from the bus stop, or the school district transportation vehicle that hit a cougar with a kid in the vehicle. And of course wouldn't get out to check on the cougar or anything, had to keep the kids safe. I've had bus drivers not allow their kids off the bus at the bus stop because there wasn't an adult right there, and I'm not talking kindergartners. There wasn't an adult right there because there were cougar sightings in the area. Please allow some of us in rural Oregon to address this issue the way our county voters want to address this issue. If they don't like it, we still don't do it this way. I urge an aye vote.